All right, so this is the business funding mastery where I'm gonna break everything down. It's gonna prime you for the bonuses because in the bonuses it really breaks down the strategy, and then on top of that, in the group itself, at like when you do your checklist, it'll put you into those like you'll go into specific groups depending on what tier you're in. That's where you're gonna really learn like what strategy you can implement for your specific scenario and situation. Okay, but it's again it's very easy to get funding, and I'm going to break it down now. So best order to apply for funding, you can start with your business cards, the unsecured loans, and then secured business products if needed, right? And I'll break it all down. So banks and lenders, you want to go to icba.org, right, to find local banks in your area, or just google it, or there's like us bank locator as well. um, yeah, us bank locations, and then credit union locator. And this is for the credit unions, right? Again, I use these tools to just quickly source banks, and then I call them using my call scripts. And again, the bonuses have the call scripts, right? I didn't want to throw everything into one single guide because it might overwhelm. And this really just primes everyone to bring them into the actual funding mastery. So, point is, that's how you build them. The bonuses really break it down. I don't have videos yet for the bonuses. They will come out soon. But for now, again, like if you really read the content and you reach out, ask the right questions, you will get funded. Now, this is just a prime an example of the questions you want to ask when you're calling these banks. The bonus has the scripts. UCC liens, right? I'll show you how to stack. But basically, um, this here. Let me pull up the strategy real quick. So this is how. Hold on, just a moment. Okay, this is how simple it is to get funding. Okay, if you have a 680 plus, you basically qualify for funding. And look, 0 to 6 months businesses, NAP, you get the business cards, right? This is assuming you have good credit. If not, credit repair. 6 to 12 months, business cards. 1 to 2 years, do you have financials? No. Business cards, stated income, loans, and lines of credit. But if you do, you can consider the loans that verify that. And then as you progress, right, 2 plus years, it's still the same thing. 680 plus, yes. Financials, no. Business cards, stated income products, consider tracking financials, right? Financials, yes, okay. Business cards, consider the like fully underwritten plans where they require the like the financials, and that's really how easy it is, right? It's really that simple. Personal credit, you generally want to have these things here. Primaries, they cannot be authorized users. They have to be primaries, like two credit cards and two business, at least two loans, like whether that be an auto loan or personal, aged for at least 2 years. Perfect history, perfect payment history, right? But that's really the funding strategy. It's that simple, it's that easy. And the bonuses really breaks down all of this, right? And also the groups. Like the more involved you get in, the more questions you ask, the more you're going to learn all of this. Again, this is just a primer for the bonus. And the bonus is really what breaks it down, and really just getting involved with other people, seeing what works, right? So, um, it's that simple. 0 to 6 months, experience 680, unsecured cards, Nat Prime, and we always get Nat Prime to track our scores, right? Again, that's why I said all of this is honestly optional. I would only really build someone's profile if they're like tier 4, maybe. Sometimes even then I wouldn't, right? I still wouldn't, because it's just all dependent on the experience score, right? And this is why I also told you about like the non PG and personal guarantee. Again, any questions, concerns, just reach out and I can further clarify everything. But really, that's how simple the strategy is. 0 to 6 months, 680 plus business cards. No, repair and then get that. 6 to 12, 680 plus business cards. No, repair, business cards. 1 to 2, no, repair, then we go here again, right? If you do you have financials? No, boom, you get this. But if you do have financials, you can consider this. Or let's say your financials aren't the best, right? Like you're taking a lot of deductions. Well, maybe it might just make sense to get this instead, right? So that's kind of how you start to like get involved in funding and figure things out on your own instead of hiring a broker. Because this is how basically I do it. I look at their score. Do they have financials? If they do, What does it look like? Oh, they don't have a lot of revenue to report. Let's go here then. Or no, they don't. That's okay. They don't have financials. I'll just go here, right? So that's literally how easy it is. You call them and you ask these types of questions, and the bonus again has that in the lecture. You know, don't worry too much about secured versus unsecured. Really, the difference is that when they secure the loan, they're requiring cash, inventory, real estate, or some other collateral. Banks usually banks ask usually they ask for the collateral if you're applying over a certain limit. So, like for example, I know places that do 100,000 stated income, but then the moment you request $1 over than that amount, they're gonna want to collateralize it with inventory, cash, whatever, right? So they'll say like, yeah, we'll get you $100,001, but you just went over our loan limit for unsecured, so we're gonna have to secure it. Silly example, but I'm just giving you the silliest example so that way you remember it. Basically, it depends on the loan limit a lot of times and the lender. However, some of them they don't care. Regardless, they always are going to secure it. Again, that's why you want to use this to find a bunch of banks, right? However, some lenders, for example, oh here it is, 100K unsecured, meaning no collateral, right? They may only just want to see your financials, or a lot of times you can just get 100,000 unsecured, no collateral, and also no financials required because it's a stated income product. And I know lenders like that. I know lenders like that because I've been doing this for a while, and so I built out the lender list. And again, I'll show you how to like the bonuses show you how to do all of that. This is just to prime you and get you ready for that for the bonus, right? To actually do it. Again, you want to be involved in the group as much as you can where you're at because you're going to really see what other people are doing, the actual, like, legit game that's being posted. But this is the general structure. Personal score is very important, always will be. Anyone that's saying they can get you non PG, it doesn't matter your score. You want to be very careful on what it is. It's probably revenue based loans, which that's not a problem, but revenue based comes with very high interest rates. It's expensive cash, and I break it all down into bonuses, exactly the different products, right? But again, I just wanted to get you guys introduced and primed, and really break it down. And I'll even show you guys how to do the stacking as well. Okay. So again, I hope this is good enough for you guys to kind of just get prepared and primed. But regardless, questions, concerns, we're always around. You're welcome to reach out. Make sure to be involved. Do the bonuses, and hopefully you never have to hire me. But if you get stuck or you just want like after watching this, you realize this is a lot of work. I'd rather just get a pro. I'm here, right? You can hire me or don't hire me. You at least have a baseline knowledge now to go out there to really see what people are talking about, right? Really test people. And again, the bonuses is really where I get people primed for having conversations, like how to talk to the banker, how to like come off as knowledgeable about what you're doing, and but also put you in a position where it's like, but I'm also just a business owner. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that um it can also look a little weird if you know too much about how business lending works. And the reason why is, well, there's absolutely zero knowledge on it, right? And if you guys are watching this, you already know that. You already know it's very difficult to find legit knowledge. So I don't have to harp on that or explain it. Now, another thing that many people don't know, though, is that there is zero regulation in business lending. It's not like mortgages. All of that, like the CFPB, um, TILA, Regulation Z, all of that, all those things all those banking regulations is specifically for personal products because of all the fraud that occurred pre 2008. People were literally opening accounts without no one knowing, right? Wells Fargo did this. Like, ask your parents, right? If you weren't around, ask your parents, like, all the fraud that was uncovered. It's honestly really nutty, right? That people were out there doing that. And the thing is that with business lending, it's still like that. Like, unfortunately, this is a story that I heard from a mortgage officer that was selling loans around that time, and he's like, David, he's like, I used to be able to have someone just sign the application, like the loan application, have them give it to me, and then I would just fill it in and put whatever numbers I want to make sure they got approved. And the lenders didn't care. And the thing is that there's business loan officers that may or may not be doing that, right? And again, it's because there's no regulation, so you just gotta be careful. I'm not saying like you'll be targeted or whatever, but like this is why I have this, is so that you can like be armed with knowledge, and then from there you'll know, like you'll know what I feel like you guys will know what to do, right? And if not, reach out to us and we'll be as objective as possible, right? And if we're never not objective, if you ever feel we're coming off a certain way or whatever, you know, definitely give the feedback back. Message us and be like, this is what happened and blah blah blah, etc. etc. I'm gonna read those because this is something that I built. It's been in the progress for a while now. Okay, so I care a lot about this. Um, I think this is good enough for now to kind of go forward to the next steps. But either way, I'm around. Let me know if you need help.